By the time you turn 75, the numbers are staggering. 99% of deaths in this age group are tied to just 5 lifestyle mistakes. That means the difference between living longer, healthier years, or facing an early decline often comes down to choices you make every single day. Most people don't even realize they're making them. In this video, we're uncovering the 5 hidden lifestyle traps that quietly steal health, independence, and vitality after 75. And more importantly, how you can avoid them. You'll learn why physical inactivity, poor nutrition, loneliness, ignoring chronic conditions, and neglecting mental health have such devastating effects on the body and mind. But you'll also discover practical, science-backed ways to reverse their impact, starting today. And here's why you'll want to stick with me all the way through. Near the end, I'll share a powerful, but often overlooked daily habit researchers say can slash mortality risk in half, even if you're already in your late 70s. This one shift alone could change everything for you or someone you love. So whether you're in your 70s now, approaching them soon, or caring for an older parent or partner, the insights in this video could literally add years of stronger, healthier living. Don't assume these mistakes are an inevitable part of aging. They're not. With the right knowledge and simple changes, you can break the cycle and take back control of your health. Let's get into it. Mistake 1. Physical inactivity. Your body was designed to move. Walking, stretching, lifting, bending. These aren't just motions, they're signals. Every step tells your muscles to stay strong, your bones to stay dense, your circulation to stay open. When those signals stop, the body gets the message that it no longer needs to maintain its systems, and that's when decline accelerates. Studies show that older adults who remain active reduce their risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and even dementia. One large study published in The Lancet found that just 15 minutes of moderate exercise a day can add up to 3 extra years of life, even starting later in life. Another study from Harvard revealed that seniors who engage in regular physical activity cut their mortality risk by nearly 30%. That's not small, it's life-changing. Many people assume it's too late. They think, I'm too old to exercise, or I can't run marathons, so why bother? That couldn't be further from the truth. The biggest gains after 75 come not from intense workouts, but from simple, consistent movement. Even light walking, chair yoga, or resistance band exercises can dramatically improve longevity and independence. Imagine 2 people at 80 years old. One spends most of the day sitting, relying on others for small tasks. The other makes it a priority to walk for 20 minutes, do light stretches, and keep their legs moving every day. Fast forward 5 years, and the difference is night and day. The active person still climbs stairs, still shops for groceries, still enjoys outings with friends. The inactive person struggles with weakness, falls more often, and becomes increasingly dependent. Same age, same number of years lived, but completely different quality of life. Movement also protects your brain. Physical activity boosts blood flow, stimulates growth factors, and helps preserve memory and cognition. Research from the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease shows that seniors who exercise regularly lower their risk of dementia by as much as 40%. That means something as simple as walking daily can be one of the strongest defenses against losing your independence, mentally as well as physically. You don't need a gym membership or expensive equipment. Start with what you can do right now. Walk around the house during TV commercials. Practice standing from a chair without using your hands. Try 5 minutes of light stretching in the morning to wake up your body. These small efforts add up, and consistency is far more powerful than intensity. Inactivity is one of the deadliest mistakes after 75, but it's also one of the easiest to fix. Every step you take, every stretch you do, every bit of movement is like an investment in your future self. It keeps your muscles strong, your mind sharp, and your independence intact. Don't wait until you lose mobility to start fighting for it, because once it's gone, it's so much harder to get back. So if you want to avoid being part of that 99%, start moving today. Your body is waiting for the signal that it's still needed. And when you give it, the rewards can be years of stronger, healthier living. Mistake 2. Poor nutrition as we age. Our bodies naturally need fewer calories, but our need for nutrients skyrockets. That means every meal matters more than ever. Yet many older adults skip meals, rely on processed convenience foods, or eat the same limited diet day after day. The result? Nutrient deficiencies that leave the body weaker, the immune system vulnerable, and the brain at risk. Research shows that malnutrition is shockingly common in people over 75. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that nearly 1 in 2 older adults aren't getting enough protein to maintain muscle mass. Another study revealed that deficiencies in vitamins D, B12, and calcium are strongly linked to fractures, falls, and cognitive decline. And diets high in sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats, they fuel inflammation, which underlies heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's. Imagine starting your morning with coffee and a piece of toast, skipping lunch because you're not hungry, then eating a frozen dinner at night. It seems harmless, but your body is starving for the protein to repair muscles, the omega-3s to protect your brain, and the antioxidants to fight cellular damage. Over time, this pattern doesn't just make you feel tired, it steals your strength, your balance, and eventually, your independence. On the other hand, the right nutrition can act like a shield against the most common killers. For example, seniors who eat more fruits, vegetables, legumes, and fish have up to a 25% lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease, according to a study in the BMJ. Another study from Tufts University showed that older adults who consume enough protein, about 25 to 30 grams per meal, preserve more muscle mass, move more easily, and recover faster from illness. You don't need complicated diets or expensive supplements. The key is balance and variety. Focus on simple, nutrient-dense foods that deliver maximum benefit in every bite. Lean proteins like eggs, chicken, beans, or tofu help maintain muscle. Fatty fish such as salmon or sardines protect the heart and brain. Leafy greens, colorful vegetables, and berries provide vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that fight inflammation. Nuts and seeds deliver healthy fats that improve circulation and reduce joint pain. And don't underestimate hydration. Many older adults live in a constant state of mild dehydration, which contributes to confusion, fatigue, and falls. One powerful strategy is to build balanced plates, half filled with vegetables or fruit, a quarter with lean protein, and a quarter with whole grains like oats, quinoa, or brown rice. Add a drizzle of healthy fat like olive oil, and you've got a meal that supports every system in your body. Poor nutrition is a silent killer after 75, but it's also one of the easiest mistakes to correct. Every meal is an opportunity to rebuild your body, protect your mind, and extend your independence. Don't think of food as just something to fill your stomach. Think of it as your daily prescription for longevity. Because the truth is, you can't outwalk, outthink, or outmedicate a poor diet. But with the right choices, you can turn every plate into a powerful tool for living longer, stronger, and sharper, well beyond 75. Mistake 3. Social isolation and loneliness. Research is crystal clear. Loneliness is as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. A major meta-analysis published in PLOS Medicine found that socially isolated seniors have a 50% higher risk of early death. The reason? Isolation triggers chronic stress, weakens the immune system, raises blood pressure, and even accelerates cognitive decline. In fact, lonely adults are far more likely to develop dementia, heart disease, and depression. Think about how this plays out. When you feel disconnected, you move less, you eat less, or sometimes more of the wrong things. You sleep poorly. Over time, your body weakens, your mind dulls, and your motivation to re-engage shrinks. It's a vicious cycle where isolation breeds more isolation. Now compare that to someone who stays socially connected. They laugh with friends, share meals, attend church, or join a walking group. They have reasons to get dressed. Their bodies produce more feel-good hormones like oxytocin and serotonin, which protect both mood and heart health. Simply put, connection is medicine. And here's the powerful part. You don't need a massive social circle to see the benefits. Even a few meaningful connections can dramatically change your health trajectory. A study from the National Institute on Aging showed that seniors who had just one or two close relationships lived significantly longer and healthier lives than those with none. Quality matters more than quantity. So how do you fix this mistake if you've already slipped into isolation? Start small. Call a friend or family member once a day. Join a community center, library group, or local senior activity. Volunteer your time, even one afternoon a week, because giving to others is one of the fastest ways to feel connected. If mobility is limited, technology can be a lifeline. Video calls, online classes, and senior-friendly apps make it easier than ever to stay in touch. Imagine two 80-year-olds. One lives alone, rarely leaves the house, and spends most days watching TV. The other attends a weekly card game, takes short daily walks with a neighbor, and chats with family on video calls. 5 years later, the second person is more mobile, sharper mentally, and emotionally fulfilled, while the first has declined rapidly. The difference isn't just circumstance, it's the power of connection. Loneliness isn't just feeling sad. It's a health hazard that can cut your life short, but it's also one of the most preventable mistakes. By making intentional efforts to stay socially engaged, you can protect your brain, strengthen your heart, boost your mood, and extend your independence. Don't wait for connection to come to you. Create it. Because the truth is, the people in your life may be the strongest medicine you'll ever have. And after 75, that medicine could be the key to not just living longer, but living better. Mistake 4. Ignoring chronic conditions and preventative care. Nearly 80% of adults over 75 live with at least one chronic condition, and more than half manage 2 or more. Yet many delay doctor visits, skip medications, or dismiss new symptoms as just aging. That mindset is deadly. Chronic conditions, if left unchecked, are behind the majority of hospitalizations, falls, strokes, and even sudden deaths in older adults. Take high blood pressure, for example. It's called the silent killer because most people don't feel any symptoms. But unmanaged, it slowly damages arteries, leading to heart attacks, kidney disease, and strokes. The same goes for diabetes. Ignored blood sugar levels quietly destroy nerves, impair vision, and increase infection risk. By the time symptoms become severe, the damage is often permanent. Preventative care is equally critical. Screenings like colonoscopies, mammograms, skin checks, and bone density scans aren't just routine, they're life-saving. Vaccinations for flu, pneumonia, and shingles can mean the difference between a minor setback and a major health crisis. And yet, many seniors assume these steps are no longer necessary after a certain age. The truth is, they matter more than ever. Imagine two men, both 78 years old. One has high blood pressure but sees his doctor regularly, takes prescribed medications, and adjusts his diet. His numbers stay stable, and he continues living independently. The other ignores his condition, telling himself he feels fine. One day, he suffers a massive stroke that leaves him unable to walk or speak. Same diagnosis, 2 different outcomes, all because one chose prevention. And it's not just about adding years, it's about protecting quality of life. Staying on top of chronic conditions keeps you mobile, independent, and able to enjoy the activities and relationships that make life meaningful. It doesn't have to be complicated. Start by scheduling regular checkups, even if you feel healthy. Track your blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol numbers, and know what they mean. Take medications exactly as prescribed. Skipping doses or stopping early only raises risks. And pay attention to your body. Sudden fatigue, shortness of breath, vision changes, or new pain are not just old age. They're signals that need attention. Equally important is adopting small, preventative habits. Daily movement to support circulation and joint health. a nutrient-rich diet to reduce inflammation, staying hydrated to protect kidneys and brain function. Even something as simple as routine dental care helps prevent infections that can strain the heart. Ignoring chronic conditions and preventative care is like ignoring a leak in the roof. It only gets worse. And the longer you wait, the more damage it causes. But with proactive care, you can slow down disease, prevent complications, and stay in control of your future. Don't wait for a crisis to take action. Prevention is far easier and far less costly than treatment. And after 75, every checkup, every screening, and every step toward managing your health is another step toward protecting the years you still have left. Mistake 5. Failing to prioritize mental health. Studies show that seniors who suffer from untreated depression have a 60% higher risk of early death. Anxiety, chronic stress, and unresolved grief don't just affect mood. They weaken the immune system, raise blood pressure, and fuel inflammation throughout the body. And when mental health declines, motivation to stay active, eat well, and manage medical conditions often disappears, creating a downward spiral that speeds up aging. Cognitive health is part of this picture too. Memory lapses, brain fog, or withdrawal from activities aren't always signs of inevitable dementia. They're often red flags that the brain isn't being stimulated, supported, or cared for properly. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that seniors who stay mentally engaged through learning, social activities, and hobbies lower their risk of cognitive decline by as much as 30 to 40%. That's a huge difference, and it starts with taking mental health seriously. Imagine two women, both 80 years old. One spends her days mostly alone, watching TV, worrying about her health, and rarely engaging with others. Her memory slips more often, her mood dips, and her body follows suit. The other actively reads, plays games with friends, practices mindfulness, and talks openly about her feelings. She's not just happier, she's healthier, sharper, and more resilient. Same age, same challenges, but completely different outcomes. So how do you protect mental health after 75? First, recognize that asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Talking to a doctor about mood changes or memory concerns is as important as checking blood pressure. Counseling, support groups, or even short-term therapy can provide powerful tools to manage stress, grief, or depression. Second, engage the brain daily. Learning new skills, whether it's a language, music, or even technology, stimulates new neural connections. Puzzles, reading, and creative hobbies keep the mind sharp and engaged. Pair this with regular physical activity, which is proven to release mood-boosting chemicals and protect brain function. Third, practice stress management. Simple techniques like meditation, prayer, deep breathing, or journaling can calm the nervous system and reduce harmful inflammation. Even spending time in nature has been shown to improve mood and lower stress hormones. Finally, never underestimate the power of social connection. Talking about your feelings, sharing laughs, and building bonds with others provides emotional resilience that no pill can replace. Loneliness magnifies depression and anxiety, while connection acts as one of the strongest buffers against them. From what commitment, failing to prioritize mental health after 75 doesn't just rob you of joy, it robs you of years. But when you actively care for your mind and emotions, you protect your brain, strengthen your body, and add meaning to every day you live. Your mental health is not a luxury, it's a lifeline. And by choosing to nurture it now, you're giving yourself the best chance to live not just longer, but fuller, brighter, and more connected years ahead. Final thoughts. By now, you've seen how 5 simple but devastating mistakes, physical inactivity, poor nutrition, social isolation, ignoring chronic conditions, and neglecting mental health, account for nearly all deaths after 75. And the most powerful truth of all, every single one of them can be prevented. Longevity isn't about luck. It's about daily choices that either protect your body and mind or quietly erode them. You don't need to run marathons, follow strict diets, or live in fear of aging. What you do need is consistency. Move your body every day, nourish it with real foods, stay connected to people who matter, keep up with medical care, and treat your mental health with the same urgency as your physical health. Research shows that making changes at any age, even in your late 70s or 80s, can add years of stronger, healthier living. You are not powerless. You are not too old. The habits you begin today can dramatically change the quality of your tomorrow. So ask yourself, which of these 5 mistakes do you see in your own life? And more importantly, which one are you ready to change first? Even one small step, a walk around the block, a phone call to a friend, a doctor's appointment you've been putting off, can set off a ripple effect that transforms your future. If this video spoke to you, share it with someone you love, because none of us has to be part of that 99%. Together, we can rewrite the story of aging. Stronger bodies, sharper minds, and fuller lives, well beyond 75.